We got a whole family feature here. Got a Mrs. Untamed and Bugaboo.
Say hi.
We got a Peanut feature.
Hi.
We got a May feature. How about that? Okay. Oh, and where's the Buggy? We got a Buggy feature. Sporting the coolest hat ever. Nice.
Hi, YouTube.
Crushed it. Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So I'm at a local Carmax dealership, and if you haven't been tracking, Carmax is really sending off a number of indicators of just how bad the used vehicle market really is right now. We've seen the new vehicle market really struggle, and that's having some pretty terrible second and third order effects on the used vehicle market too, as you'd imagine. So for new vehicles at brand new manufactured at dealerships, they're forced to drop prices. They're having to drop prices below MSRP across the board, even on vehicles that they historically have been able to sell lightning fast or even put additional dealer markups on. They're having to drop those prices in order to actually move their inventory. Here at Carmax, they're a little bit behind the game. And unfortunately, this here, as I walk around this lot, is a clear indicator of just how bad things truly are for them. So Carmax is currently sitting on $3.6 billion worth of inventory across the United States. That inventory is losing value extremely fast, right? We've seen the new vehicle market really struggle, and consequently, the used vehicle market is struggling even more. Not only are they having to drop the prices of all their vehicles a lot, the interest rates that they are able to get on used vehicles tend to be even higher than what we find for new vehicles. So let's look at a couple of these 4Runners here, for instance. I think I saw a TRD Pro in here somewhere. Maybe I'll walk right by it. Here it is. So this is a 2021 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro. Let's see the mileage. 52,000 miles on it, and they want $48,000. So MSRP on this 2021 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro back in 2021 was $52,000. That was MSRP. So they're trying to get only 4,000 miles less for a vehicle that has already been driven to heck, right? We already got 52,000 miles on the dang thing. That is a lot. Someone's driven the crap out of that thing, and they're still just trying to get a few $1,000s less in it. So that is right there a clear indicator of Carmax not getting it. They have to drop the prices more than that. That is not enough. Right now, we're seeing dealerships drop brand new vehicles $3,000 to $4,000, even on brand new 4Runners. Granted, MSRP has gone up tremendously. We're seeing Toyota dealerships even offer $4,000 off of their top trim models, even $1,000 off their TRD Pro model, $4,000 off their TRD off-road models like this one here. Let's see how much they want for it. So we have 17,000 miles on this 2022 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium, and they want $47,000 for it. So right now, I have a friend who actually just bought a brand new 2024 4Runner TRD Off-Road, and they were able to get $2,500 off of it pretty easily. That's before Toyota dealerships started marking them down $4,000 here within the last couple of weeks. So he was already able to get right about that price for a brand new one. So unless someone comes in here totally uneducated and they just walk the lot and like, oh, that looks pretty, and they buy it, this isn't going to sell. Anybody who is able to do a little bit of homework or open up Google and do a Google search will quickly learn that that is a ripoff, unfortunately, right? And the worst part of it all, having purchased a number of vehicles throughout my lifetime, this particular franchise, this company here, is a no-haggle price. You are forced to pay what they want for the vehicle. There's no negotiation. I hate that. For some people, they really appreciate that because they can come in here, they get the peace of mind that maybe they're getting the best deal on their vehicle, but they're not, right? I think there is always room to negotiate the price of it, and they're not one of them. I think it's totally unfair for them just to say, nope, this is the price, you have to pay it or leave. I hate that. Again, that's a personal preference, but especially when you see them wildly overpriced, I think that is pretty awful. We do have some Tundras over here. I'll show you real quick. So we got a new one here. See a 22 or 23. Tundra. All right, we got a Tundra Limited. $60,000 with 14,000 miles on it. So brand new, this was, I believe, low 60s, 62 or 63,000 for this limited here in particular. This is the 3.5 liter. It does not have the hybrid iForce Max, so that is a big piece of the equation here. With the iForce Max, it would have bumped it up $8,000. So again, that particular vehicle right now, brand new, you could probably pay about that brand new after you get some discounts, because Toyota is they're being forced to drop the prices of their new models that they're trying to sell. Let's look at the couple V8 Tundras over here. Let's look at this one. We have a 1794 2020 Toyota Tundra for $48,000, 54,000 miles on it. This particular truck, I know for a fact, costs right around that, $48,000, $49,000 back in 2020. The 2020 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, which is the highest trim of 2020 and the most expensive trim, that costs $53,000, $54,000 brand new. But here you go. So someone has already driven the crud out of it, and you're still spending brand new price. We have a Kia Telluride here. I do love this color. This is pretty sweet. Unfortunately, Kia was among the worst perpetrators when it comes to marking up their Tellurides. These often came with a $5,000 or $10,000 markup on it. I don't think we have it on that side. 2022 Kia Telluride EX with 10,000 miles, $48,000. So again, right now in the current market, it makes more sense to buy that brand new rather than spending dang near brand new price on this Kia Telluride. And currently right now, repo rates are among the highest we have ever seen as a country. And well, these vehicles right here tend to be the biggest offenders of that. I should say, well, people who buy these vehicles tend to be the biggest offenders of that. So we have, of course, a Challenger here, Mustang, and a couple Camaros to boot. Let's look at how much they want for this particular 2017 Dodge Challenger 392 Hemi Scat Pack. $37,000 with 29,000 miles on it. So these vehicles, they tend to obviously attract the younger crowd. But what did we see within the last, couple of years? We saw inflated prices across the board. So we saw people taking out tremendous loans, huge loans on these vehicles, and even spending over MSRP for the desirable trims. We have a ZL1 here. This one is pretty sweet. Someone probably bought this a few years ago and spent maybe over MSRP for it during the inflated COVID pandemic times, and well, they found themselves in a position where they couldn't make payments. So we are seeing repo rates the highest we've seen in a very long time within the US. That's a part of the problem too. And here we go, perhaps the least desirable section currently right now in the US. EV sales are dead. They're dead across the board. Ford is dang near paying you to take these Mustang Mach-E's off their hands. So they want $37,000. Oh, sorry, the glare is pretty bad on this one, but they want $37,000 for this 2017 or 2021, excuse me, Mach-E Select, and 19,000 miles on it. Right now, you can get one of these with a 0% interest rate or 1.9, depending on where you live, through Ford, and get it discounted substantially. Between that and the tax breaks and the government subsidies, you can really save a crap ton on this vehicle. But even then, nobody wants them. Tesla, they were able to survive this last year with terrible sales only because they had the direct to consumer business model where they can sell directly to the consumer. Ford doesn't have that. They got to go through dealerships. Tesla, on the other hand, sells straight to the consumer, and because of that, they're able to drop their prices 4 separate times this year. And because of that, only because of that, they were able to stay afloat a little bit. So let's see what this one is. A 2020 Tesla Model 3 long range for $33,000 with 59,000 miles on it. Hard pass on that. Wildly overpriced for what it is in the current market. And unfortunately, interest rates right now are not conducive for the used vehicle market. We got a whole family feature here. Got a Mrs. Untamed and Bugaboo.
Say hi.
We got a Peanut feature.
Hi.
We got a May feature. How about that? Okay. Oh, and where's the Buggy? We got a Buggy feature. Sporting the coolest hat ever. Nice.
Hi, YouTube.
Crushed it. So interest rates right now, even with excellent credit, you're gonna be landing 7 to 10% on a new vehicle. These vehicles here are even worse than that. So sure, you might save $1,000 or $2,000 on a used vehicle, but you're still spending more money on your interest rate. Even with that excellent credit score, you're gonna be looking at anywhere from 8 to 12% on your used vehicle. So again, totally negating the purpose of buying used in the first place. People used to buy used vehicles to save a bunch of money. That's not the case. I mean, we look at these, let's look at this Tacoma, I think it's a Tier D Sport. Yep, Tier D Sport 2020. 45,000 miles on this particular one. This one is $31,000. This one here, I don't believe it's a four-wheel drive. Not for that price. So we are, sorry, I'm not trying to take out that other. We're just seeing extremely inflated prices on vehicles that once used to save you thousands of dollars by buying used. We're just not seeing that right here. Here we have a Tier D off-road, four-wheel drive for this one. Yep, so this one's pretty clear for four-wheel drive. $39,000. 21,000 miles on this one. So if you're to buy this one brand new, you're looking at low to mid 40s right now for a brand new 2023 after saving a few $1,000s on it too. So it doesn't make sense to buy used, unfortunately, especially with those terrible interest rates. Now, trucks across the board right now perhaps have the highest inventory. Trucks have gotten wildly overpriced for brand new units. Because of that, we're just seeing a huge amount of inventory stacking up across the nation. Doesn't matter the manufacturer. It doesn't matter if it's Toyota, Ram, Chevy, Ford, GM, whatever it is, they are stacking up. Ram is perhaps, I think, the worst across the board, right? They have the highest levels of inventory, 106 days average on lot time right now for brand new Rams across the nation. That is insane. Only second to, I believe, Infiniti is up there, and Jeep are the worst when it comes to inventory across the board. Across the board, we're at 60 to 80 days average lot time for all vehicles across the nation, whereas during the pandemic, 2020 timeframe, we were averaging 3 to 7 days average lot time across the board. So let's look at a couple of these vehicles here, right? Let's look at this Ram right here. Let's see what they're wanting for this. 2017 Ram 1500 Night Edition for $30,000, 67,000 miles on it. That's pretty remarkable because I guarantee it, if you're able to go to a brand new Ram dealership and try to buy one brand new, you're going to get $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 off of your brand new Ram, breaking the price point down close to that or even better on a brand new one. Let's look at this Cummins over here. If you guys remember, I actually had a vehicle just like this. It was the Mega Cab that I had. Mine was a 2020 as well. Let's see. So 59,000 miles and $59,000. That is insane. I bought mine brand new, and I think I got $8,000 off when I bought mine, and I spent, I think, 67 on mine, or 64, right around there. So it pains me to see Carmax still wanting top dollar for their used vehicles, even when new vehicles are piling up at dealerships for the same price or even better. So a ton of trucks at this particular Carmax, and I imagine this is what you would find at your local Carmax too, unfortunately, right now. But they have to drop the price. Since last quarter, they have dropped the price, average price, $1,300 to $1,500 per unit across the board. And when you look at their $3.6 billion inventory across the nation, that really is a huge, substantial loss. That was a 5% loss over last year. But they need to drop them more. Otherwise, they're going to continue collecting dust here. One thing that Carmax has done is they have increased their wholesale, their auction sales across the board. So the highest number of auction sales that we've ever seen from Carmax is happening right now. And why is that? Because the average consumer, the average buyer, is not walking their lots right now buying their vehicles because they are wildly overpriced, unfortunately. So the lot is full here at this particular Carmax, and I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel for them. Unless they drop things tremendously, they just won't. And the unique thing with Carmax is they have to answer and appease their shareholders, right? And they can't make decisions overnight, right? They can't just say, okay, we're going to drop prices of the entire lot, 10% to move inventory. They can't just do that. They have to go through a number of management teams, and the CEO has to give it the thumbs up. People have to give it the approval, necessary approval, in order for them to make action like that. But because of that, in such a fast changing market, they are not able to keep up, unfortunately. They need to be able to make decisions faster than what they have been in order to successfully move inventory in today's market, where inventory is just stacking up across the board. Let's check out this RAV4. So RAV4s have historically done extremely well when it comes to resale. And there was a point just within the last year or two where dealers were really charging a crap ton over MSRP to move their RAV4s. We have a 2019 RAV4 Limited for $30,000, but with 59,000 miles on it. That is insane to me. So this vehicle brand new was probably 36, 35 back in 2019 there. So they can't be that egregious with how much they're asking right now, unfortunately. They need to be extremely competitive, even on these very desirable trends. So we've got a few others here. We'll peek at these and we'll look at that one there in a second. So we have the RAV4 Adventure, again, another 2019 with 30,000 miles on it, and they're wanting $31,000. Again, another $35,000, $36,000 brand new vehicle right there. Check this out, a Lunar Rock, a 2021 RAV4 XLE, again, $30,000, 47,000 miles on it. So this here, if they're going to be competitive, it needs to be $25,000, $26,000. That's not competitive right now in this market. The thing that has been a saving grace for CarMax has been the MSRP price hikes across the board since 2019. Since 2019, manufacturers on average have increased MSRPs 36%. That is huge. Over a third, they've bumped up their MSRPs on their vehicles. Because of that, they've been able to kind of, rise with the rising waters with their used vehicles and continue to increase their prices and make sales happen, especially with low inventory, right? But again, we've seen a pretty abrupt pivot within this last 5, 6, 7 months. And they need to make the pivot with them if they want to succeed. And we're just not seeing that, unfortunately, from them. So I'd be curious to know what you guys think. Do you think CarMax is a competitive, used vehicle dealership right now? I mean, do you think this is a good option for folks? Personally, I don't think so. Right now in the current state, looking at this entire lot here, they are probably about 15, 20% overpriced on most of their vehicles in the current given market, especially where we're at with new vehicle sales and how much new vehicle manufacturer and dealerships are discounting their vehicles across the board. So I'd be curious to know what you think. Is now the time to buy, or do you think we should wait a little bit? I know my answer. Let me know what you think. Appreciate you watching as always. Until next time.